this video of techniques, tips, and tricks, I'm going to be showing my method of wood texture and talk about why I prefer a certain method over the other. But first, let's take a look at the tools and materials I use. As you can see, it's just a simple ballpoint pen, a metal wire brush, some XPS foam, a clay sculpting tool with a pointy end, a ruler, and a knife of sorts. For the most part, there are two techniques for texturing wood: drawing it in with a pointy object or using a metal brush. Both have their benefits, but one is better than the other in my opinion. I'll start with drawing the wood grain with a pointy object. Essentially, you just create the detail with a sharp tool and you kind of draw it however you like. I prefer the sculpting tool, but you can use a pen or a sharp pencil as well. Doing this by hand takes a little longer, but gives you a lot more control over the look you're going for, such as drawing in characteristics like knots and eyes in the wood grain. I do this from time to time, but mostly to add wood grain in tricky areas or in areas I forgot to add it to before attaching it to the specific piece of the project. The next method I use is my favorite. It's fast, easy, and I believe it is more to scale as well over the previous method. It looks a lot more realistic too. All you do is you take a metal brush like this and you simply drag it across the foam. Dragging it repeatedly will make the grain deeper and look more weathered and worn. The issue I had with this when I first started crafting was adding knots didn't seem like it was very possible. But then I discovered a great and easy way to add them that look even better than hand drawing them in. All you need to do is use your fingertips to mask off a section of the piece you are working with. Drag the brush across, allowing it to bend around your fingertips. Then flip the piece around and place your fingers over the exact same spots. You can adjust how big the knot is by covering more of the foam with your finger. Then all you need to do is just drag again and you'll have a nice looking knot. You can then go in after and add more detail with a sharp tool if you like. Now let's talk about different ways I like to apply wood to my projects. The method I use most is to cut individual planks on my Proxxon hot wire cutter. I then add the desired grain for the project and then glue them on individually. You can either space them apart with small gaps between each plank or put them right up next to each other. Putting them right up next to each other is the easiest way to determine the width of your planks because you can just cut them from a piece that is the same width of the object that you're placing them on, like this door I'm working on. When you put them right up against each other, however, you will lose the individuality of the planks, which isn't good. So what you'll want to do is take a tool and drag it in between each plank to create some separation and texture. Another tip is to cut the planks into different thicknesses and widths to get a more unique look. The last technique I use is for larger areas like floors. I measure out the width of each board with a ballpoint pen first, then connect them, being sure to get a good depth in the foam. Then using a minifigure as a guide, I determine the length of the boards, something like 8 feet to a mini, and then just draw the lines in freehand and eyeball the lengths from there. I then take the wire brush and drag it across just like before, and then lastly I take a pokey tool and add nails by poking holes where it makes most sense. I do this on the previous individual plank method as well. And that wraps things up. I hope you found value in this video and can use these methods moving forward in your projects. If you haven't already, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more future videos like this and larger projects as well. Thank you and take care.